It's here, everyone. The full release of the March Quality of Life Update for Don't Starve Together. And it comes with even more changes than what we've talked about just last month. But speaking of, we have literally just talked about this last month, and not too much has changed. A couple mini tweaks here and there that are actually pretty significant, if I'm honest. But as far as anything new I can share with you, not so much. So here's the deal. I'm going to give a quick rundown of the update and provide my final thoughts. Sound good? Sounds good. So let's talk about the one change that everybody is talking about. The one change that is pretty much overshadowing this entire update. Containers can now be opened by multiple players at the same time. I love it for two reasons. One, it's a great change, but for another, it's just in an update that literally allows us to change things in our world on the fly, which is kind of crazy to say. This is what people are taking out of it. It's great though. It's great. Be it a regular chest, chester, an icebox, you name it. You can get in it when I'm in it. It's as simple as that, but it's a massive change, especially for people who are starving. So they're not just waiting around for us to get out of an icebox anymore. It's great. I love it. But these next two just keep the bloody cycle going. All actions can be repeated by clicking and holding the action button, and all crafting recipes can be repeated by double-clicking and holding the crafting button. Both changes, absolutely phenomenal, everyone. I don't think anybody can really argue with that. Maybe a little jankiness here and there with the second one, you know, the double-clicking and the crafting thing, but I can tell you, once you start it, it's phenomenal. Like yesterday, making dark swords, I made like 15 of them just in seconds. You know, you gotta be careful though. I remember warning you guys in the initial beta of this update, saying you might make more of something if you're not careful. Yeah, it's gonna happen for sure. However, the biggest thing I think I noticed from this, or at least the first one rather, the being able to repeat actions just by holding a button, the animations are faster. Remember how we were able to like spam click trees chopping? Right. We don't have to do that anymore because it looks like it already does it, which is very, very interesting. Think about that. Faster animations overall. Faster resource gathering. That is a massive change in such a small little thing, you know what I mean? So in beta, we were saying this is a really awesome quality of life update. Now that it's out in full, it's actually better. Now the next several bullet points all go over those new world generation options and new world settings, folks. Now we have talked about these, of course, but just for clarification again, world generation settings are how much of something you're gonna get, right? World settings are how quickly events happen, how fast mobs respawn, that sort of thing. Two very distinct things, especially now, because again, if you read through the updates, the next bullet points are gonna go over how if you set things to more now in the world generation section of the world settings. Actually, I gotta phrase that now because world settings is now an actual thing. If you place more on, or place anything on more in the world generation menu, let's just say that, it's not gonna overcrowd your world with insane numbers anymore. No. It's only gonna put things in proper biomes. So if you put tall birds on more, it's only gonna be in rocky lands. If you put mac tusks on more, it's only gonna be in their mac tusk forest, or in the triple max set piece, which you might not even get in general, but maybe with putting it on more, you're going to get more. If you put reeds, if you put tentacles on more, guess what? Only going to be in the swamp. You're not going to have a tentacle right outside the portal. That sort of thing. World settings is just like, if you don't like summer anymore, turn it off. If you don't like hound waves anymore, turn it off. If you don't like how slowly raid bosses respawn, put them on more, they respawn faster. That's pretty sweet. And we can do all of that on the world setting side on the fly. And that's awesome. Player choice, player experience. I try to keep the sanctity of them as high as I can on this channel. So this update is pretty much tailor-made to that. And I give it all the props. But moving on here to the next bits, some that I myself was not able to test back in February when this is in beta, but after yesterday, I have a better understanding of. And it's the settings that when new players join, they get seasonal starting items, extra resources, spawn protection, and of course the drop items on despawn. So let's talk about them a little bit. The spawn protection thing I was able to show you because that's just simple. If someone's griefing the portal and you spawn in, the game automatically detects that. You get a little flashy of your character and invincibility frames. And you could also literally walk through walls and everything, which is kind of fun. You get that for like 20 seconds or so. Just gets good to make sure you skedaddle out of there so you don't get hurt. However, the starting resources thing, I wasn't able to test because you have to be legitimately brand new to the world to get it. So thankfully, we streamed yesterday, so there were some brand new people to the world. And they were reporting, all of them pretty much, that the game gave them 5 twigs, 5 grass, 5 flint. Right? And it's just to make basic tools, pretty much. We were in summer, too, when those people were joining, and the game gave them a straw hat. Now, I cannot confirm nor deny if the game always gives you a straw hat, or the fact that it was just summer, so they gave them a very basic headgear item to help with the overheating. I don't know. It's gonna be very curious as we continue to progress here to see what these seasonal starting items and extra resources will be for autumn, for winter, for spring. Be very, very curious, actually. I'm happy for that because as a streamer who hosts anybody, plays with anybody all the time, there's always people dropping in and out. So anything to help them from the start. So maybe this is going to sound bad, so maybe we don't have to dedicate time and energy and all that to run all the way to the portal to maybe pick them up. That's great. I like it. Oh yeah, but the drop item on despawn thing. Again, that's very player choice. It's in the settings. You can choose to just make it the default, which they're going to drop like the very important things. The Ancient Key, the Chester Eyebone, Star Sky. Or you can literally make everybody drop everything when they leave. That's a little aggressive in my opinion. That's a way too aggressive. Play your way, I suppose. Like I said, I like that. Play your way. I'm not going to tell you how to, but in my personal opinion, that's aggressive because if they drop everything, then people are just going to take their stuff, and then what if they come back, they don't have anything? And what if they're like in the middle of winter, in the middle of a forest, and they don't have anything anymore? You know what I mean? That's for like, yeah, I don't know. I disagree with that setting, to be honest. But I don't disagree with any of this. The year of the Beefalo has ended, of course. Year of events don't always last very long. This one did seem to last quite long, though, and it was fun. And Clay kind of agrees, because guess what, everyone? Beefalo Bell has been moved to the Tools crafting menu. The Beefalo Groomer has been moved to the Structures crafting menu. And the year of the Beefalo skins are available all the bloody time now. Good. Good. And this is actually very significant, because the year of type content is very rarely implemented like this. And the fact that it was implemented at all and as fast as it was is kind of nuts. The year of the Pig King took like months to show up to the game. And honestly, after yesterday streaming and showing people that it was still in the game, I don't think a lot of people realize that it's still in the game. You know what I mean? But this is what everyone was wanting. They were wanting the skins. That was a given. There was no way the Clay was going to take away those skins from people. But the fact that they left it, that we can have the Beefalo Bell immediately, is very intriguing. Which means we still will be able to bring Beefalo to the caves, which might be worth exploring. But all the other changes too, being able to pick things off of beefs, that's going to be interesting because what happens, I'm curious now, what happens if you pick things that damage you when you're on a beef? Is it just going to damage the beef? Because if it does, wow, that's just perfect. There's a lot of new things that can be explored with this. That's interesting. Folks, I think that's it. Hold up, Beard. Are you serious? How are you going to ignore the, strange... the strange decision to add some skins to the game for a very strange mechanic? We'll talk about those tomorrow, okay? Oh, we'll talk about those holes tomorrow. That's the best way I could put that. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you very much, Clay, for a absolutely stellar, game-changing quality of life update. Even more so now than it was in beta, mind you, because we got more settings that weren't in the beta. If these faster animations stick around, you're going to feel the difference, everyone. I promise you. And then the Year of the Beefalo content is now in the game proper. It's pretty awesome. And then, yes, the extra resources thing, it's good. It's very, very good. The only one thing I have, personal petty gripe, is just the fact that this is one of 2 quality of life updates that we're getting for the entire year. So, I don't know what the next one's going to be, you know what I mean? The 2 we got last year, equipment changes, craft changes, mob changes even. So, kind of hoping that the next one is that, because if it's not, gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but that's just a petty thing on my end. But all good, everyone. Absolutely all good. But again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.